Good afternoon. This is Keith Brown in Moultrie, Georgia with commodity commentary for Thursday. The markets today were very mixed. We had a mixed situation in cotton where old crop cotton was actually slightly lower on the day while new crop cotton actually traded higher. New crop December closed above 8,100 for the third day, and that seems to be pretty impressive. 8,200 is a big cash price level, I would think, with 200 off basis. So if the market were to trade through that price, then we'd have to assume that higher levels might be coming because plenty of farmers would be pricing cotton, and that would be probably their first stab at some marketing for this year. I think they wouldn't pull their orders beyond that to see what the market may or may not do. Certainly the speculator would continue to buy the market. Today its exports were a little bit muted. We were off from last week. We sold about 131,000 bales. There was some negative news in it, though. China canceled 11,000 bales. One would have thought that would have been a stake in the heart of the market, but that was not the case. Market held its composure. We did see China as a big receiver on the shipments. The exports off a little bit from last week, but up 2% on the month at 275,000 bales. And again, China a strong taker of that. But this market's had a steady diet of bearish, negative news, and yet is able to hold up. So we're pretty impressed about that. Corn today finished mixed, of old crop up, new crop down. Basis for corn around this area still has some corn at $8, 60 over, I guess. So that's pretty strong. We're still trying to ration the finite supply of corn. Of course, we've got some big numbers coming out pretty soon. One of those sort of indirect is tomorrow's jobs data. That'll be interesting to see how that does pan out. We were down in beans and wheat today, mainly because of trouble or news out of South America. Essentially, Argentina's getting very dry, Brazil's very wet, so it's hard to get the bean crop harvested where they're starting to do some early harvesting in Brazil. Nonetheless, there is a very large crop of Brazilian soybeans down there, looming large over the global market, and I would not ignore that fact. We certainly could see the U.S. beans trade a little stronger, particularly if that wet weather persists and China has to divert buys over to us. So something to keep in mind. But they got a shot at rain in Argentina this weekend. If they don't get that, then we may see corn come on up a little stronger next week. Wheat today off a little bit. Export news very benign. Again, we need to be able to be a little more competitive in the global market. We continue to see wheat being exported out of the Black Sea area, and that's kind of holding that back. Fuel today was mixed. Crude oil down, diesel fuel higher, as the dollar is down a little bit. So let's see what tomorrow brings. Any questions or comments, give us a call, 1-800-910-1910. Thanks for listening.